So, hello everyone. So, this is Raj Lakshmi from Frigate. I'll be the host and the moderator for this insightful session. So, basically, the session is all about accelerating European manufacturing with Indian expertise. That is the core concept of today's webinar. With India emerging as a strong trading and manufacturing partner, and with the pace at which are collaborating with European counterparts, are growing. This webinar will be highly useful for OEMs, startups, startup buyers, especially those from Europe, and everyone keen to understand how India can be a reliable manufacturing partner. So that's all overall context of this today's session. Before we begin the session, let us start with the introduction of our speaker. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tamalinian, our founder and CEO of Frigate. He holds a PhD in manufacturing and has nearly 20 years of experience in finite element analysis, heavy equipments, and quality systems. So he has been deeply involved in core manufacturing and has been successfully leading Frigate for the past 5 years. So here comes like Dr. Tamalinian. It's over to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Raji, for the introduction. So happy to host, happy to be the part of this webinar. And shall we start or okay? Okay. Hope I am audible, right, for everyone. Okay. So the thought process is ask them to reduce the noise. But okay, it's echoing. Okay. So that thought process is see going increasing in the tariff with respect to the US. So how could the Indian manufacturers can kind of leverage Europe's vast OEM and tier 1 network, and how we can overcome the tariff issues and global uncertainties, and how to, because the ties between Europe and India is always a good thing since ages, right? So we want how Indian manufacturers can capitalize, and how the OEM buyers, be it from Europe, all the parts of Europe, can leverage the Indian manufacturing ecosystem, and how it has started, where we are currently, and how it is going to be. So these are the three areas which I want to address. So probably this is uh, so I'll start with the history, right, from where we have came to this much, right? So started with the spice route, right, from Europe to across the Europe to China. So that's where it started, and right now it's going beyond semiconductor MOUs. We are signing semiconductor MOUs currently, right? So that is the first thing which in history it starts with spices, to be honest, on the exports. So that is where with respect to India particularly, even for other countries as well, other continents as well. So that's the first thing. So hope you understand the Romans. That's where the first in the CE, in the Anno Domini period. That's where the first they were started. The Greek and Roman sailed from the Red Sea towards the west coast, for especially for pepper, probably Kerala, Konkan region. So for spices, pepper, gems, and fine cotton. So these are all the things which it is like the Western Ghats of, it's abundant, right, that time. So even right now, right, so the pepper, which is called black gold, has been exported a lot at that time, even now. And they got right gems, kind of stuffs where they can, it's more like trading, not by cash, but by commodities, right? So that is where it started. Then comes Pandya Empire, right? So they were exporting pearls, textiles, and spices, because pearls, Tuticorin port, it's more like getting from the east coast of India and exporting to all the parts of the world, towards from Indian Ocean. So that's the one thing. Then comes the Portuguese. Vasco da Gama landed in 1498 at Calicut. So that's where that's a direct first entry to European entry trade for the new age economy, right? So then comes the Mughal Empire, where we started exporting spices, precious stones, and we started a lot of because of the people who was fond of gold. We were sending them textiles, right from silk. There are a lot of indigenous made textiles from India, which we have exported a lot during the Mughal period, right? Right from the Afghan region to African region to everywhere, right? So the Mughal Empire were everywhere at the time. Then comes the Portuguese in 1500. So during that, at Lagari Bandar, they have set the first factory in the English factory alongside the first Portuguese came in 1500, and first English factory has been done in 1635 alongside the Portuguese. That's a kind of history, because we need to understand what we were to ensure how we are doing right now and how we are going to be, right? So then comes the later stage, right? Then the Dutch came, then East India Company came. You know the things, right? They really came for spices, then they've gone to textiles, then gunpowder, then later tea. Then it's like they are occupied India, right? So that's the stage. And then the French colonies came in Pondicherry and Chandranagur. Then the right after that, then Danish and Swedish and Austrian, everyone came. Then they set up their entities in Tranquebar. Everything is on the coastal region. You can see either on the west side or on the east side of the coastal area. So they touched to go to the China. They used to rest. Then they have made a fort and as well to ensure the trade is being happening between the two countries. They saw India as a global kind of spices hub, and they have utilized a lot of our wealth at that time as well, right? So then comes the 1947. So from that 1700s to 1940s, it's all about the East India Company ruling India. And post 1947, it was very tough for India to scale from almost minus level to this level right now, right? So there are two-way trade collaborations with respect to steel or automobile or energy, or even we have lots of trade transfers between, especially between UK, German, and French technology, right? So there were lots of technology transfer as well, right? So then comes in 1990s, it was the European Union, right? So to consolidate the European community, the European integration happened, and it was very easy for India to collaborate even better way with respect to the trade relationship. So you can see the timeline, right? As I told, 1947 to 1960, India was trying to build it during the Jawaharlal period, like with respect to defense, aerospace, everything. India trying to develop indigenous systems and the process, because we were a lot of dependencies on the overseas for everything. So we need to make sure that something has to be done in India. So that's what it was happened in during 1940s to 1962. Then comes 1991, where the license Raj has have, because until 1991 there cannot be any for that matter any overseas country or overseas company can come in India, right? So there is lots of bureaucracy, and each and every transaction government was involved before 1991. Even to setting up a factory, so to set up a company, everything we have to depend on the Indian government. So during the Narasimha Rao period, the license Raj came, and he has liberalized a lot of trade fairs, trade agreement, and to make ensure that lots of companies come to India, right? So that's where you have lots of global companies started from 1991, right? From Infosys, Wipro, CTS, Satyam Computers, Mahindra, right? So a lot of L&T Technologies. There are a lot of companies, HCL companies have scale from that after the license. There are lots of companies started investing in Indian ecosystem. Lots of GCCs came in. So that is the where with respect to the That's the one biggest advantage we had in the both sides, from Europe and India as well, after the license touch. Then we had, but still there are lots of agreements going here and there between Europe and India, and we can see the cooperation agreement between their EU and India has we have signed, and there is a in Portugal we have first summit we have attended in Portugal for European trade, and as well as we have signed a BTA agreement, but never kickstarted that far. But it is still it was still there. And the first thing, to be honest, is I can say the second breakthrough came in 2021, where the FTA, free trade agreement, have restarted and trade talks has resumed, because there was like it's all because of the Make in India kind of. We need to export a lot of the overlays on China. That has to be separate. That has to be parted in a separate silo, right? So to focus how India can manufacture and how Europe can benefit. So that is what the free trade agreement is. To be honest, is the best one as of now. It happened to Europe Union and India, right? So then we have formed a Trade and Technology Council, and there is a India EFTA agreement has been signed between Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland as well. And there are lots of investment commitment, over 100 billion as of now, and we are setting up negotiations with UK as of now, and Europe Union as well. And there are lots of positive things happening currently. That's what I could infer from the recent conversations with European counterparts or European buyers whom we are supplying to. So this is what the overall things working out. So still Europe was kind of India import a lot of machineries, chemicals, base metals, textiles, and minerals from Europe, and we export a lot of machineries, transport equipments, and chemicals to Europe. So as of 23-24, Europe was the largest trading partner by goods value, European Union, and with respect to the IT and engineering services, which is the service economy for India, right? So that has been doubled up in the recent times, and it will also might have increased right now, because I couldn't track the recent trend. And European is the ninth largest partner with respect to the export and everything right now, with respect to the correlation and the trade fairs between to European Union and India. So this is to understand more on the Europe, we have to understand us what we are currently doing. So predominantly our economy is still based on the the IT services and the financial services, right? So still we are 17% only we are contributing to the before it was agriculture, right now it's services, and manufacturing is kicking up, but still there are a lot of improvement to be there with respect to the manufacturing. That is the case right now, right? So, and Make in India, yes, it has happened, but to be honest, companies in India have not leveraged to the core, and it is step by step. We are tier ones, because it is mostly leveraged by OEMs and tier ones, and tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4 has not leveraged yet. But since there are lots of industrial corridors happening, there are lots of single window system has happening, and government is also trying to prove a lot with Atmanirbhar Bharat and lots of initiatives, and things are moving a bit faster. And I can show some use cases with respect to Frigate as well, how we have started exporting to Europe and where we are currently as well. So this is what the exports looks like. The overall exports goes beyond 43.4 with respect to the services, and with respect to the engineering, where we are majorly focusing right now, right? It is mostly on equipments, machineries, and machine tools. Second comes the telecommunication. Third comes the automotive. Fourth is automotive production and automotive sales. And fifth, and 50. The good news is almost 50% of the mobiles manufactured in India are exported, right? So that is a good area which we are currently focusing, because we are also building our semiconductor economy, right? And we were in the last value chain, and we are right now increasing the value chain in the second to first layer as well. So these are some of the global investments which is pouring in India. I'm speaking for India to be honest. Like right now, VinFast has set up a factory in Thoothukudi. I'm because I'm from the southern part of India, so I'm predominantly showcasing what are all the things which we have focused on the southern part, and I have put up some areas where some companies were. Lots of investments in the North India as well, like Mitsubishi has invested, Saint-Gobain has invested, Jabil. I'm sitting in Trichy. So Jabil is investing in 2,000 crore for setting up their electronic manufacturing, and even Indian companies have investing a lot. Like JSW is investing in composite manufacturing, and Corning, the Gorilla Glasses has put up a factory. Then Tata Motors has put up a factory in Ranipet, and Boeing and all the aerospace and defense companies, right from Safran, Dassault, Lockheed, everyone is trying to set up a factory in India to ensure manufacturing to be must be happened from India. So you can see First Solar, Salcom, Stellantis, Hyundai. Like you can see a lot of automotive, electronics, and aerospace companies here. So that is the future looks like from India. And what I see and what I feel running a global manufacturing company here from India is there is a lot of scope for Indian manufacturers, to be honest, for the next 1 or 2 decades to leverage this kind of investments. And to be honest, we can, even if you have a product, you can make sure that you can make a giant venture here from these companies, and we can scale it from there, because that's the easy route, to be honest. So as you know, because lots of semiconductors still we are relying on Vietnam, Taiwan, and China for investment. So there are lots of incentives pouring in for semiconductor manufacturing, and still there is a lot of gap which I can explain in the next slide. So Cadence is investing, and Tata is investing. So it's not that easy, right? So setting up a semiconductor fab or whatever requires energy, because it requires a lot of energy, a lot of water as well. So the ecosystem has to be built around it. For example, if you wanted to build a semiconductor factory or something like that, you need a lot of energy as well, and this energy has to again come from the thermal power plant or nuclear, mostly from thermal power plant. So once you do this on scale up, then you have those things scaled up as well, right? So the power systems or whatever the subsystems, whatever it is. So that's what India is, right from energy, power, electronics, defense manufacturing, indigenous manufacturing. Everything is growing like crazy right now. So this is shared by one of the investors of from South India. So it's a very interesting opportunity for India as well, right? So you can see still India only they are in the one end of the supply chain where it does transfer of the PCBs. So there is strong we have a strong domestic capability, right? So the placement of components, where to place and how to place, still we are very lagging, right? So almost everything you can see in the value of the supply chain, like we are very limited, right? We are importing it from Korea, Japan, or Singapore. Even Singapore is doing a lot of thing in semiconductor. So there is Korea, Singapore, China, Germany, then Malaysia. These are all the areas which are there in the each and every layer of the value chain, you can see, right? So this is one of the opportunity where Indian manufacturers can look after, and we can take it from there. This is one kind of an opportunity I just wanted to share if someone is listening to, or someone is there in the value chain. So what are the challenges? I've addressed what are all the opportunities as so far, right? So right now I'll be drilling down what are the real challenges faced by the European Union, how India can be your reliable partner, right? So these are the challenges because we export almost to 8 countries in Europe. So all the buyers who are getting it from us only came to us because of this. Again, a lot of supply chain dependency is still on China or other Hong Kong or Vietnam. So the supply chain dependency is more there, and anti-dumping policies has been there. There is high cost, obviously, if you want to manufacture in any part of Europe because of the labor laws and increasing the labor and quality issues, project delays. There is a trade barrier. So the import duty sanction right now, right? So these are if you wanted to manufacture from, so import from China, it has increased by 25 to 100% right now. Then 7.5 to 25%. So these with respect to lithium ion and semiconductors has moved to 50%. Even syringes, needles, it has moved up to 50%. So there are two ways to see it. So one thing is every country wanted to be self-reliant, right? Even Europe or whatever European Union are, I'm seeing in the from the face of the country, right? So they want to be self-reliant. So that's why they don't want to import it from EU, because what happened is if they're importing from China, then the local manufacturers are getting affected, right? It's not only the case of Europe, it's also the case of the US as well. That's why they're putting a lot of tariffs, and they wanted to make in India or make in Europe, make in America, and let's make America great again. There are lots of slogans floating here and there, right? So these are all the challenges right now faced by European Union. So now how India can be the reliable partner for that matter any country, and especially to with respect to the Europe, right? So first thing is the labor cost, and we can easily train our workforce because India is, as you know, India has the lowest age group with respect it comes to the workforce in the globally, because India is the highest populated country, and India has a highest workforce overall as well. And you know the strategic location, because we can almost 3/4 is covered by the port, and we can transport anything anywhere, right? And there are lots of investments on manufacturing, and India is like a reliable partner across all the countries. India is a friend to everyone and no enemy to none. So like no enemy, no friendship. That's a kind of relationship Indian government has managed in the almost for the past 60, 70 years after the independence, right? And all these, and we know that if we wanted to export to Europe, we need to have the ESG compliance and the SDG goals as well. So Indians are very smart, and Indian manufacturers are very, very smart. And even while installing in any factory or something, they are looking after these compliances and stuff like that. And the capability of engineers and the engineering capability is vast with respect to say we have specialized courses, specialized engineers coming year on year. The number of engineers graduated year on year has increased a lot, and the quality of engineering is also coming up next level. And there are lots of free trade agreement right now, like but probably it will be implemented next year, so that there will be 0% tariff for all the agreements here and there to Europe and UK. And right now it's no brainer that we can say make in India is a thing. So we are having high quality products manufactured right here from India, and we are exporting right from iPhone to even lots of space tech companies like Pixel. There is Agnikul, there is E-Plane. Even for frigate, we have manufacturing here from supplying parts from here to aerospace companies in US and UK. So there is nothing like quality and Indians own value time. So things are changing a bit, and how it's all about how Indian manufacturers can take it from there, and how the Europe and how these processes with respect to all the standards and all the practices has been addressed by the Indian manufacturers. I see that a lot of transition happen, and because as things move on and the years coming, Indians understands there is a quality gap, and because we are addressing the Indian manufacturing here, we see a lot of transition and transformation happening from our manufacturers as well, with respect as they are aware of what are the global standards are and what are the expectation of global buyers as well. So I right now explained about what are the opportunities and what are the challenges, and right now I just circle back on how Frigate is doing currently, and how any global buyer can leverage Frigate's global Indian supply chain network and fulfillment, and how they can get their products on time with quality at the right price. So these are all the major countries which we export currently, right from Europe to North America. And Europe, we export to Germany, France, Spain, Sweden, Serbia, Austria, Netherlands, and Switzerland. And all these countries, we are shipping shipments month on month, or at least quarterly. So currently, we are exporting to 18 countries, and these are all the problems we are already having, where we address buyers who are over reliant on China and slow execution in India with fragmented networks and high costs sometimes. And see, even if you get the right price, so if you get at the right time, you can pay premium, right? So because you have to run your machines there, or you have to address your customers there, right? So that's the problem we are trying to solve here. So our USPs lies between, first thing is a China plus one. So we have very good vendor network who almost, we have close to 33 plus factories who works almost like at least 70% of the 33 factories work only for Frigate. So that is the area which we are focusing. We are not that to be honest, we are not that vast. So we are focusing on our strength and our vendor strength, our supply strength, our supplier strength, to make sure that their manufacturing goes to the global network. So that's the first thing. And with respect to the new product development, we are very good at sheet metal plus plastic, or pressure die casting with plastic. We started as a part level. Right now we are up the supply chain, value chain, and right now we are almost like building a product ourselves, right, with assembly and everything, with everything covered. And finally the value engineering stuffs and DFM, DFA, everything comes under the new product development, right? So all these are covered with that. So and the second thing for Indian manufacturers who are listening here, so we do a lot of import localization as well. As you are importing from China, or per se any countries, we are doing those localization, because as you know, the BIS has come in, right? So we have to manufacture that part in India. So if you come to Frigate, we would identify the best supplier for you, and we could take the contract manufacturing for you as well. So that is the thing which you are focusing currently. And everything, each layer we are enabling tech, right from the supply to the delivery. So these are all the different because as you can see, it's vast, but it's been the history, and it's been the story for Frigate right now, right? So for domestic, we do predominantly tier one work with tier one to localize those imports for CKDs or SKDs, or then we do heavy engineering. And for overseas, we predominantly do electrical manufacturing. Almost 99% of our business in the electrical comes from the overseas, and we do custom made electrical and mechanical components for overseas as well, with working with all the OEMs and ODMs overseas. So these are all the different processes we follow, right from machining, fabrication, casting, and plastics. And we do lots of sub-assembly, component sub-assembly and assembly level as well. And these are all some of the SKUs. We have very good vendor network within India to ensure we can do import localize and localize those imports, and you can also export, right from like sockets, wiring harnesses, transformers, power cords, heating element, and label clans as well. So this is our founding team. I don't want to. I hope I'm the founder and CEO of the company, and Chandru is my colleague, ex-colleague, where we work closely in CRI pumps, and he's taking care of the electrical business right now. And Inion is taking care of the operations of the mechanical BU, which is the highest transactional BU with respect to the P&L. So these are all the focus industries we are currently doing, right from aerospace, defense, medical, consumer, and robotics. And at least we have 1 or 2 customers in each segment. Month on month, we are billing to them. So these are all some of the stories I can say. This is I can't share the customer, but this is the part which we have manufactured for one of the duopoly in global aerospace. So we have supplied air hooks for them, hangers for them with respect to the pressure die casting, and we are shipping monthly to them as of now. And this is again we have delivered to one of the global conglomerates in US. Think like Godrej for US. So we have supplied. It's a 8 billion market cap company. They are into hardware industry, house hardwares, and we are supplying these components with respect to pressure die casting, sheet metal, and plastic. So we are kind of it's a kind of a sub assembly we are supplying to them. And this is one of the very good use case where we supply to one of the global supercar company. So where we have supplied almost 150 numbers of the headlight assembly right from India. It's one of its kind, which is first manufactured in India. Have 40 plus components and 7 assembly, right from homologation, concept design, everything, tooling, everything has been done in India. Okay, this is the first of its kind, and they are the competitor for Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Koenigsegg as well. And this is one of the another use case where we import localize the bento boxes. So then we are also done lots of localization for the enclosures and with respect to aluminum, where aluminum manufacturing in India is still in the booming stage, in the nascent stage, but Frigate has almost put up a couple of factories, one in Hosur and one in Chennai, to ensure all the imports which they have all the imports they have taken care. Imports that they have done has been localized currently, right? So alongside we are also manufacturing heat sinks for them. So this is predominantly for the solar inverter segment. So you can say how much they are paying as a duty, right? Almost 31% they are paying the duty. But here we have localized those, and we have almost saved the 31% for our customers. And with respect to the contract manufacturing side, again, we develop lots of cables. Again, it is being exported to Spain predominantly, and US as well. And again, this is one kind of use case where we export for a global equipment manufacturer to US as well. So these are all the stories. They were previously importing it from China, importing it from China, or they are reliant on China. Right now, from India, we are very proud that we are doing it from India. So how we do that? We do by two things. As we see, there are every parts goes to, or sub-assemblies goes to these 2 areas. Like one is for Frigate fast parts, where we do just-in-time model with respect to the sheet metal and machining prototyping, where you can upload your part, get it in time within a week or 4 days or 5 days. Because there are stories where we have shipped parts within 5 days from when we have ordered. And with respect to the contract manufacturing, we do, as I already mentioned, we do production parts, assembly, sub-assembly, and we also do box builds as well. So this is the thing which we are currently in the development phase, where you can upload the part, can get the quote, and you can place order, and it will directly go to our suppliers who are onboarded to us, and they can bid and take the order, and within a matter of days they can supply as well with Frigate's protocol. Everything is data driven, everything is automated, and and even we have built we are building a platform in way that if you upload the part with respect to the part and topology, it will identify the right manufacturer, and all our supply chain engineers will rely on those data to ensure no manual interventions. Is everything is based on the capability, capacity, and availability of those manufacturers, which is onboarded in the Frigates platform, where we call them Frigaters. So, right, I've explained on the front side. Right now, it's almost like on the either side, because we can say we are not only a sourcing company. We have built an execution layer where we built a silos based on the processes and based on the industries as well. For example, we have built a Frigate assured quality management system, where it's a kind of a quality management system where we have integrated our project management system alongside the global AS 9100 or IATF standards, with respect to once you upload the part or once you get the PO from the customer, uh, it will automatically kind of suggest you which silo to hold on, whether to go for AS 900 or IATF or electrical or a single gate mechanism, right? So all the project management techniques are with respect to Frigate. We are following the global standards, and we have made a tech stack to enable to make sure that everything comes under the global project management system, right? So right from getting the drawing to generating quality assurance plan, to get controls, to uh, critical to quality points, everything we are measuring, and everything for each and every stage we are getting it from all the stakeholders approval, and then only we are executing the project. And we also do right from the raw material to in process to final, everything is documented, and everything is documented as per the customer requirements with respect to the global standards they follow, right? So because as you know, we are supplying to medical, we are supplying to aerospace, we are supplying to automotive as well. So with respect to that, we are doing that. And even all the problems or the customer complaints, we kind of have the closed feedback with corrective actions and preventive actions. So even though we are a startup and we are you can say we are a middleman, but we follow the global Fortune 50 kind of a execution standard or execution management system we call Frigate Assured Quality Management System, to ensure everything is transparent and every problem is solved. And by this only we are continuously improving day by day, right? So we have executed so far 550 projects for the past 4 years, but almost we have done streamlessly with for the 100 plus customers we have agreed, and almost from the 100 customers we have close to 35 recurring customers as well, right? So this is our kind of bloodline for us, where every systems we follow, everything we follow, it goes for every problem we are addressing, it goes for an escalation matrix, and everyone of the stakeholder, right from the key account manager to execution engineer to quality manager to sourcing engineer, everyone is accountable for each and every resolution should come from them, and everyone is accountable, and resolutions should come from them. And right from there has to be a closed loop where we have identified the root cause. We have to identify the root cause and make sure that next time it doesn't happen. So yeah, I've explained about our quality management system, our project management system, and the marketing as well, right? On the how you can order for Frigate. So right now I'm trying to explain how we are managing our Frigate as so-called, or we can say our suppliers, or we can proudly say our manufacturing partners, because without them we have not come to this level, right? So we have this is the formal global Frigator management system, where we follow to be if these 33 suppliers who are the part of this global Frigator supplier network, so they can supply to anyone, right? So that's the quality systems which we have imported alongside them as well. So how to be a Frigate, how to be a manufacturing partner for Frigate. So there are lots of inquiries coming daily inbound for me to other founders or through website, but it takes a lot of effort, because we don't work with all the manufacturers or all the factories across India. because it has to be very strategic based on the location as well, based on the commodities you serve. It has to be export. You have to be export oriented company, or your processes has to be export oriented. So that there are lots of things where we do while we cannot even though if you are onboarded, you cannot assure of giving you business in the moment you are onboarded. So there are lots of process goes on, and but if you are coming in and by stage by clearing the third process, we'll start while we complete the complete assessment, then you can be a frigater where we issue the PO, and based on your kind of working, we'll be categorizing you in these three categories with respect to the core supplier and trusted partner and emerging partner. Right now we have close to 33 core suppliers where we are associated with, and almost, as I told you earlier, 70% of our core suppliers are accommodated by Frigate. Almost 70 to 80% of the capacities are fulfilled by Frigate right now, be it Hosur, Chennai, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Bhilai, Jamnagar. These are the major manufacturing partners right now for Frigate. And over to that, we have 45 plus trusted partners where we have issued a PO, but they have done here and there jobs, but still they are trying to come to the category A. And 160 plus vendors are still there. They might have done one-off prototype and something like that, but still they are not to the category. But the idea is to ensure that these 33 plus should next go to 100 or 300 or 3000. That is where Frigate is looking for the scaling. And even there are factories who have put up extended limits, capacity for Frigate as well. 3 to 4 factories right now where completely their capacity has fulfilled, and over that they have invested for Frigate, for the customer, for our customers to fulfill their supplies as well, demands as well. So this is the core systems which you are following in Frigate, right from fast parts, contract manufacturing, then heavy engineering, then FACS system, then FFS and FRM. So right now, right, so there is a thing goes between Ukraine, Russia, and there is a huge demand with respect to the defense, aerospace and satellite, as there are lots of, even for us, we have got a lot of insights, so lots of inquiries from aerospace companies and defense companies globally. And recently, yesterday, we got an order from a SpaceX supplier, right? So there is a huge demand with respect to the aerospace and defense, especially in this for launching the star orbit or getting the defense product done in a faster manner. So these are some of the areas currently we are focusing, right from all the major mechanical processes. And we are very proud to say that we have got very good post processing capabilities as well. I forgot to mention that in the slides as well. We have got good post processing vendor base as well, and we are trying to put our own factory for post processing, especially for post processing, because we are still, we have to do a lot of catch up if we want to compete with China or Vietnam or Taiwan post processing capability. So that is the area which we are focusing currently. And these are all the other commodities which we have told with respect to the electrical, where we export a lot on these wiring harnesses, inductors, transformers, cable assemblies as well. So these are some of the major customers with respect, because I can say proudly that we are supplying to Adani, Reliance, Tata, L&T. So we have executed close to 5,000 metric tons as of now, and still we are working at least 200 to 300 tons monthly, month-on-month dispatches are going on. Facilities we have in Chennai, Bhilai and Trichy, and we are putting up one more facility in Hosur as well recently, within next 1 or 2 months, where it will be operated under Frigate's brand as well, where we'll be doing close to 500 tons per month. So these are all some of the success stories you can say, are the feedback, user feedbacks. So I'm quickly running through. So this should be our growth from 2026. So our exports right now, it's contributing close to 35%, and it will be 50% by the next year. So we'll be 100% export-oriented company probably within next 2 years. And I want to make sure that everything is AI driven, because I want to ensure a AI layer in all the execution and sourcing layer, because we have a lot of data, because we have got close to 3,000, 4,000 inquiries right now, and we have converted close to 500, 600 orders. So we have a lot of data. So we want to leverage on those data and ensure how we can give the right supply at the right time for our customers. So there is lots of scope in the new categories and supply networks as well. That is where we are building our own kind of a marketplace where we can onboard lots of suppliers, and we can make sure that they are going global. So these are the areas which we are currently focusing. And we want to have a tech stack for developed for each space and defense different stack of execution system. And for robotics, we need to have a because we are working a lot of robotic companies and space tech companies right now, so that we want to ensure tech layered silos for each and every set of because it involves a lot of kind of transparency and IP related things, right? So we need to ensure all these space tech and robotic or medical equipment company has to be done in a clean room, or we need to ensure these designs doesn't go anywhere, or these facilities are only equipped full-fledged for only aerospace or defense or medical or robotics. So that's a kind of tech stack. Manufacturing capability alongside the tech stack has to build over the layer, so that we can ensure lots of trust for our global buyers, and make sure that their designs doesn't go away, and they can ensure all these data and all these products are manufactured in a very good manner with quality, and they can expect lots of traceability as well with respect to where the project has been made. And over the time, we want to inculcate the ESG practices as well, because there are lots of with respect to the climate tech, there are lots of global companies coming in India to set up their factories as well. So we want to tie up with them as well as much as possible. So this is the overall thing. And over what I can connect me on LinkedIn. This is my QR code, and you can this is my ask. So if you have any questions or anything, you can connect me on LinkedIn and ask me, or you can share your RFQs to the mail ID which is scrolling down, or you can also you can put it in chat, my email ID as well, so that people can also directly communicate with me if you want these three areas. If you're looking at even if you are a factory in India, if you want to set up for Frigate, we are open for that as well. So we can generate demand for you in whatever manner, and we can manufacture it for you. So that area also we are focusing currently to build factories for our global manufacturers. But Frigate cannot invest in the factories, but Frigate can bring in Frigate can fulfill your complete supply. So that's the area. And thanks everyone for the opportunity. And I'll it's almost it's it's only 5 minutes more, so I'm open for Q&A. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Tamarinian, for your insightful session. So it's truly been a great experience and a wonderful learning opportunity for all of us who are watching today. So a big thank you. So and thank you so much for the viewers as well. If you have any questions, you can ask now. Chat, right?
Okay. So thanks, Ahmed, Tawfiq. So thanks, Hindu. So we'll connect for opportunities as well. So thanks, Purushothaman, for the question. So how can Indian business models and expertise contribute to Europe's goal of sustainability, decarbonization, and circularity across the manufacturing value chain? To be honest, we are in very nascent stage, but uh, there are companies who is building only for Europe, and we are also planning to do that as well, right? So uh, to ensure the circular economy, everything, because to be honest, we have to first get the business done, then only we can look at the ESG goals. So we are, to be honest, we are still in the nascent stage, but there are companies. See, the problem is these opportunities are massive, and the OEMs are already, OEM and product companies are already leveraging that. But coming to tier 1 or tier 2, tier 3, tier 1 is all leveraging, but tier 2, tier 3 is still a lot of way to make sure, because there is a, it's a chicken and the egg game. So that's where we are struggling, but it will happen for sure. But the government, for what I tried in, for the government must have some single window system for the ESG practices as well, to ensure how things can, because it doesn't happen in a day or two. Like all the ecosystem or all the stakeholders has to come to the party and take it further. So that's how it can. Then the value chain will be also with respect to the ESG goals. Is there any other questions? That's it. You told one more. Can you? Okay. What is the question? Yeah.
What CNC group at CNC or good frigate group at CNC or
Okay. So you asked one. So one. Okay. So Priyanka. So I'm curious, how do you see Indian expertise influencing Europe's manufacturing landscape over the next few years? That's what I have explained so far, Priyanka. So yes, there are lots of opportunities right from defense, aerospace, and even robotics manufacturing as well. But Indian manufacturers has to kind of converge on how their capabilities can fulfill the Europe's demand, what they are actually looking at. It's not about, because Europe, even you can say Europe is kind of lots of countries there, right? So because each and every buyer has different persona. So so for that we have to ensure your kind of solutions should match them. So that is there, and I already see lots of Indian companies exporting to Europe, and we ourselves as a nascent company, we are already exporting to Europe, say 7 to 8 countries in Europe. So things are moving pretty faster, but the idea is we have to speak in their terms. We have to ensure, see, at the end of the day, everyone is human, right? So we need to address their problems, and how we can solve each and every buyer's problem with the right solution from here. So that is the area. And with respect to Indian expertise, we are already growing, but only part level or sub assembly level. We haven't gone to assembly or a product level, to be honest. So that with lots of deep tech investments coming within India, and lots of deep tech manufacturing companies set up in India, that will also going to be a huge opportunity for Indian manufacturing. Thank you. Appreciate the valuable session. Thank you, Priyanka, again. So one more question I want to answer is, in which area Frigate is good at machining or sheet metal? Do you work with any aerospace companies before? So what Frigate is good at machining or sheet metal? I can say 50-50. So we are 100% good at sheet metal, 100% good at machining as well, with sub assembly and assembly level as well. With respect to both, we do lots of low volume high mix components are high volume components as well, be it forged plus machined or casted plus machined or completely bar stock machined, everything we can do. And with respect to sheet metal, we've been doing this for years, right from enclosures uh, for almost aluminum sheet metal, aluminum MS, SS, and everything. So we are good at that, and I can ensure that whatever you want to cover, we can cover that by frigate enclosure. that's a surety I can give you. And we have right now we have only two factories which is completely meant for sheet metal enclosures only. One in Hosur and one in Chennai. And thanks, Priyanka Rajmohan says, thanks for clarifying. My question was more about hearing your personal perspective on how these trends might evolve in coming years beyond what was discussed in general terms. Understood now. Thank you. I hope let's wind up the session. So Rajiv, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So let's meet again in the next webinar. Thank you once again. Bye bye.